So this will not be a conventional episode.
Yeah.
We're still at the Kame House.
Mm-hmm.
We're still chilling here on summer vacation. We're here recording. Initially, we had a plan. We definitely had a plan. Always
did. We definitely did.
But plans fall through, as things just do when you're in this recording world, this fast-paced world, kind of everything that's going on. So I figured, you know what? It might be a good day to just add some bonus content to our repertoire. Add some bonus stuff to the lookout. Give you people the summer of your life, even though most of your summer is spent inside. And we're here quarantined on an island, but we're also on an island, so I don't think we have to worry about COVID at all.
No, we should be okay.
No. Unless people fly in. I mean, you never know who might show up. Piccolo.
That's very true.
Launch.
Launch.
One of the androids. You never know. Somebody might show up. But with that said, I guess we'll just do some bonus thing, man. Let's talk about some current events in anime. Let's talk about how you know what we can do? We can do a post-mortem on our big episode. One of the big episodes that we just recently dropped, the Ricochet thing. We can kind of take people behind the scenes of this thing. So let's break down the walls. I'll be honest with you people. This is completely off.
We're coming just like straight up. There's nothing written down. Like
we had the time.
Our plans have changed
for this. We are going to use the time, dag nabbit.
It has been a crazy 2 weeks. So this is actually fairly relaxing, just considering how everything has been like this past 2-3 weeks.
It's so I think especially over the last week, shout out to us and shout out to us. And kind of everybody over at the Lookout side and everyone in the Lookout team and everyone who supports the Lookout for sharing our episode last week with Ricochet. Thank you for everyone who listened. Thank you for everyone who commented. Thank you everyone who kind of just congratulated us. Just being like, wow, Ricochet, that's a big get.
Yeah, they knew how major it was for us. And we obviously knew, what do you think, maybe 2 weeks prior?
Even so, in scheduling these type of things, and I have to also give a shout out to, who I'm going to give a shout out to right now.
I know who you are going to give a shout out to.
2 people I'm going to give a shout out to. One, I'm going to give a shout out to Mooney's Club, Victoria. So I'm going to give a shout out to her.
Oh man, we love them over there.
She is obviously the head of the Mooney's Club. She's doing a damn good job at her podcast. I mean, sweetie. It's just kind of everyone, just Zeno Robinson. We would not have had Zeno Robinson if it wasn't for her as well. So shout out to her. We kind of got him on like a 2-for-1 deal type of thing, and we kind of just made it all work. But you heard her episode a little bit later on, which I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I don't want to say he gave her the better episode, but I feel like we warmed him up for her. I feel he was especially. I listened to that episode because I just wanted to hear if anything.
Yeah, of course, same.
How
did he feel more relaxed?
He felt OD relaxed, and maybe it's because Victoria.
I was gonna say she's very like just her voice alone, and
very disarming.
Yeah, she's very good at what she does.
Charming, just interviewer.
So witty,
master's degree and everything. She is all of that. So maybe it was because of that. He just felt completely disarming. But I have to give a shout out to her first of all for kind of just like. I would say in terms of the whole Lookout thing, we've always wanted to do interviews. We've always known just kind of from an aspect of like, we honestly don't need to do interviews. I think we ourselves just kind of know that we can carry this podcast and kind of be entertaining.
Absolutely. I mean, we brought our friends on and kind of, grilled them about what they're into and stuff. And, even if we kind of already knew, we just want, the listeners to know. But yeah, I think, actually bringing people on who have some sense of, being successful or, just quote unquote famous or whatever the case may be. Like, we want to know what they're into. I think it's just an interesting topic because anime is such like it's a day-to-day thing for, I know, people like you and I, even if we're not talking about it all the time. And same thing goes for some of these people we brought on,
Yeah, 100%. The second person I want to thank is Cornell.
Yeah. Shout out Cornell.
Cornell is amazing. He helped kind of put me in contact with Ricochet. Obviously, Cornell, if you've listened to any episode of the A Show, he's been on RSPN as well. So he's part of our like extended RNC family. And he plays a lot of games against Mark and Cyrus and J5 on WWE 2K and all the other games that they got going on. So he's an extended part of our RNC radio family. And, he kind of gave us the contact. We managed to reach through. We kind of managed to set the episode up. I will say this on this episode. I completely dislike myself on this episode.
Why is that?
I know
Why is that? What
we're
happened?
65. I was so jazzed.
Oh, okay.
The first like 5 minutes, I can't listen to myself because I was like, yo, I was way too excited.
Okay.
And the thing was, and I love Ricochet for this, he threw me off completely when he started asking us questions.
I know. It threw me off as well.
And we started engaging in this kind of just like this bigger conversation about anime and like what we like and what we don't like and kind of like everything that we had.
Was not in the plans.
Right. No, it was thrown out the window, but the conversation was flowing so well. Mm-hmm. And the takes that he had were echoing our takes, and a lot of things that he watched, I hadn't watched, or that we watched that he hadn't watched. And it was kind of like this big kind of like sharing experiences with anime, which is kind of a cool thing that awesome. We didn't want to. I didn't want to break that. I didn't want to.
We just let it ride.
So we want to thank everyone for that Ricochet episode. It was major for us. We want to continue to bring you guys voices from different people and explore that stuff as well, and kind of continue to reach out to people you want to hear from speak about anime that we know are into anime, but you may not know they are into anime, or you may not know the extent that they are into anime. So
hey, I didn't even tell you. This is actually perfect. I sent the email to Kenny Omega's people. Like right at, I didn't hear anything back.
Okay.
But
all right, we'll see. Kenny Omega, I mean, they do things different, over there.
I know.
But still fair. I'm not against it.
I shot for it. I went for it,
So that episode, I think, reliving it and kind of maybe taking a look on the other side. We had to hold on to it for about a week. We had recorded it a week earlier and kind of hold on to it a week, and I hadn't listened to it until the last minute because I was just like, wow,
it happened.
And then I was just as jazzed as I remember. I was like, damn, I sound like a dork on this. But
did you ever think that you would be talking to Ricochet, about anime and not wrestling?
About anime,
especially with A Show and all that, like we get Ricochet and it's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to Ricochet, but we're talking to Ricochet about anime. So
it was the wildest get, like a big wrestling guest. So crazy. It's not for the A Show,
but he was so kind, man. And
he was so kind.
It was just.
I think he really might do the A Show. It would be a different perspective.
I'm pretty sure he would. I'm pretty sure he would.
I think it would be a different kind of like, state of mind for him. I think this was kind of a lot more leisure and something that he wanted to tap into, but I think he would do the A Show. But definitely. You know what? We'll see in the future. The A Show is kind of like running on all cylinders itself. It's doing amazing things, but the Lookout is doing amazing things.
He was geeking out about it, and that's kind of what got me settled in. Him definitely asking us the questions and bringing up anime that we were going to ask him about anyways, and he kind of did it on his own. I thought the Baki hit was really funny because it was just, we've joked about you not liking it so many times. So when he brought it up, it just cracked me up. So
I've been reading and watching Attack on Titan. It is as we said on the last episode with Ricochet and stuff like that. So I've been watching Attack on Titan.
Okay,
I like it. I mean,
bro, I like it. It is a lot. It's one of those, the very first episode. It actually, this is strange enough. It reminds me of the first episode of Demon Slayer in a sense. It's drawn very beautifully. They kind of do cut. They give you these little hints about what is going to potentially happen, and then you see it, and it's gruesome and it's sad, and it's like it gives you that same kind of feeling like, wow, it's like, whoa, this is a lot. So I get it, like it is good. I know people are kind of like extremely high on it, and
right.
I know it's just from a successful standpoint, it is one of the, just to be fair, it's one of the GOATs just from being successful and breaking into North America and merch and all that type of stuff, movies and stuff like that. So, I'm like about halfway through season 1.
It's a journey. Don't get me wrong.
It's a ride.
Not only that, it's a journey. It's a ride, but it's
a strange genre too. I don't really know. Is it monster? Is it, it's very.
It takes place. So here's the thing. It continues. It's kind of like, I don't want to call it like a flower because I think I've given it too much credit, but even though it's a very complex, like it's a critically acclaimed anime, like in terms of like anime that are rated high, and it's not just like favorites like Dragon Ball Z and My Hero Academia where people feel that connection to it. This is kind of like a high rated, very smart. People love it because of the story, and people respect it because of how intricate the story is. Kind of anime. It's really similar to, we were talking about it with the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's kind of similar in that vein because it is held in such high regard. And I've been watching it. I watched completely through season 1. I think season 1 was very long in the tooth, but I also said like, you know what? Let me continue watching this, and I reached the end of the season. It had a really great kind of like, I wouldn't say twist, but because you kind of see it coming. I mean, but it had a very intense moment that it built up to, and when the show builds up to these moments, it's the best thing on earth. It's really continues to blossom, and season 4, the final season of Attack on Titan, is one of the most anticipated animes, I would say, in probably some time. It'd probably be the most anticipated thing until, I would say, either Demon Slayer 2 comes out or like Dragon Ball returns or something along those lines. But in terms of getting to an anime where you're closing a story, the show started, I believe it started in like 2013, like the actual anime.
It's been a while.
It's been delayed so many times, and the manga isn't even done, which blew my mind too. I was like, I thought this manga was done. I was reading through it as if I was going to get to the end and be like, all right, I know how it ends, because that's kind of how I felt after watching season 3. I was like, okay, let me figure out how this ends. And I read through the manga, and I reached a point where we're up to this month, and it's taking a break next month, and it only comes out once per month, but it's a bunch of pages. But it only comes out once a month, and it's skipping next month. So the next month won't be until October, probably when the show returns, and it's going to be this like crazy sort of thing. But season 4, from everything that I've been reading, this Attack on Titan final season,
the one.
It is going to live up to the hype.
Yeah, that's the one.
It reaches all types of things. I don't even think it answers so much questions as it culminates to what we've been building for such a long time. And I'd say this thing with this anime, I have used the Wikia or the fandom page or whatever it is so many times, because it's like, it's so complex, it's so intricate, there's so many different things. It's like there's like motifs about like class structure,
moving government, and like all these different plots,
and war, and people, and relationships, and all these other things, and it's beyond just like, damn, dude, what a concept, giant people coming and eating
and then disappearing.
It builds so much on it, and I'm just like, damn, this it's kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of wild watching all of this. So I will say this: if you're looking forward to season 4, the final season, or you want an anime to kind of get into, knowing what this is going to be, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar to kind of how it was before. I'm glad I kind of hit the spot that I am now, as I probably do with a bunch of anime of where we're close to the end, because I've heard so many stories about like last season was chopped in half, and this part of the season premiered this part of the year, and the second part of the season premiered at the other part of the year, and I would have been very, very tight waiting for that. So I'm kind of glad where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. It's going to be one of the coldest things ever. Honestly, Jeff, if you reach up to it, I recommend you reach up to it. It's going to be quite a bit of a journey, but I do recommend you reach up to it.
I'm gonna get there. There's not much going on. I mean, it's not like, like I'm at this point, I'm about to hit up AD and Jamal and just be like, yo, man, what do I need to read? Because I'm kind of like starting to recycle things. I turn on I told you, me, I turn on My Hero every once in a while, just let it run. I'm like watching Hunter x Hunter, like.
But the big guy's favorite, Spy the Family.
I know. Well, I'm all about Spy the Family, though. I think that's going to be phenomenal. I mean, I think that's going to be one of the ones that we see it visually, and we're all just super hyped.
Right. I've been also watching. All right, so I'm still watching Digimon.
I can't believe this, man. I can't believe.
So I'm still watching it. I haven't tweeted out about it because we're still kind of in the like early phases of the show. I haven't tweeted out about it because I don't think anyone would give a shit. But I haven't tweeted about it, but it's evolving into a quite different show, but it's still kind of like this episodic. It's weird. It's getting better. I still am not completely sure of what the first like 3 episodes were about. I'm like, why did this happen? Why did you do this? Because the rest of the show was kind of going how, I mean, he's met Sora, they've met Izzy, they've met Matt, they've met Mimi, they've met the other guy with the Gomamon. I forgot his name. Bill, I don't know. No,
I can't believe you're still putting up with that.
No, what's his fucking name? Oh my god, I can't remember all the Digidestin's name. Joe, there we go, Joe. So it's Joe. Yeah, so they met all of this. They're having a war. Devimon is controlling all of the Devimon is like this. It's unclear of if they're still writing him as a champion level Digimon because he seems so much more. And it would be wild if he was, because he's like controlling other champion and ultimate level Digimon at this point. So it'd be wild if he was a champion level Digimon, like, and has all this gross power. But he has this power. The entire plot, I think, at this point is to like, I mean, just take over the digital world, duh. But like, you know, they meet the Digidestins. They need to thwart the Digidestins, like actually kill them. They had an episode with Ogremon. I don't know if you remember Ogremon.
I do.
He's green.
I do.
He's green.
He is green. He is
the mortal enemy of Leomon. Leomon has not appeared in the show as of yet. That means he has not died as of yet. But Ogremon definitely died. I don't want to spoil for anybody, but he died. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it happened.
It just happens. But it was a great episode and leading up to it. It hasn't been that bad. I'm watching it. It's kind of been the most consistent anime that's been occurring over the last number of weeks. Like the most, like, I know it's going to be there and I'm going to watch it. So it's not too bad. Not bad at all.
That's good. I mean, I remember you watching the first episode and you were like, hey man, I don't know what's happening.
It's bad. It's still bad. It's still bad. Speaking of bad, oh my god, speaking of bad, I watch Tower of God. Boy.
Oh my god, you don't like Tower of God, huh?
No.
Wow.
It's like there's so many things
wrong. Have you spoke to AD about this?
Yes. I think I've admitted to him. He told me the last 2 episodes would kind of bring everything together, and then season 2 things would kind of pick up because I guess he's much more further along in the manga than I am.
Okay, so the last 2 episodes of season 1?
Yes.
Okay, so the last 2 episodes of season 1, the anime picks up.
That's what he said. So, I disagree. So here's the thing. The season is however many, I think it's like 14 or 13 episodes long. I'm still as confused about what's going on in episode 11 as I probably even more so than I am in episode 1, because the idea is obviously to climb this tower, and he's trying to climb this tower, and they're kind of like, it's just, here's the thing, the plot, I get the plot. I know the general concept. I know the general kind of like skeleton of how it is. It's just bad. It's just badly written and badly formatted, and there aren't any particularly big moments, and there aren't any.
So it's not like the Dr. Stone thing where, you know, there's not a lot of action, but there's just a lot of stuff going on in season 1, although it's super enjoyable.
Dr. Stone, no, it's not that way. Tower of God is. I want to say, let me look at this. I'm trying to figure out if this was written by Americans, because
that's how bad it feels. That's how Americans.
It's South Korean. You know what? Sure, it's. I guess it's close.
It's a South Korean, but I think the anime was produced by the Japanese. So
it's a webtoon. I don't know. It's a webtoon. It says it's, let's see, the anime, the studio is Telecom Animation Film. I don't know who they are, but they've also produced Lupin the Third Part 4. Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, I don't know anything. I don't know anything of this production class here. But it's bad. TMS Entertainment. Where is this? Okay, Tokyo. Okay, all right, makes sense. The same people who produce Bakugan, Sonic X, Monster Rancher,
Monster Rancher, Jesus Christ.
Alongside animation works for Western animation such as Inspector Gadget, Real Ghostbusters, DuckTales, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Tiny Toon Adventures, Batman. So here's the thing. Here's the Animaniacs.
So you think? Wait.
They've also, along with producing, anime in Japan and popular stuff for that, they have alongside done animation work for Western shows such as everything that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
I still, the show, it's not good. It's so poorly written that the characters themselves seem like third party versions of other characters that you've seen in anime.
Right.
Like, who's supposed to be the cool guy with powers, who's supposed to be the damsel in distress, who's supposed to be the tough chick who can kick ass, who the person who's supposed to be like the goofy sidekick, the person, they're all there. It's just bad, in my opinion.
Man. You just killed it, man.
That's my take.
Meelz does not like Tower of God.
I don't like Tower of God at all.
At least
animation
not yet.
Series. No, I'm going to. I don't even know if I should read the manga. I don't know. I don't know if I should read the manga. Maybe the manga reading does help me a lot in understanding things.
Well, there's some things that I don't want to like. There's some things that I can't. I even like just looking at Attack on Titan. It's something that I just much rather view. There's just some things that I'm just not into when it comes to reading it. I got to see it. I got to see it.
Jamal, you're here.
Yes, I am here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, actually,
you sound fucking amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, dude, but it sounds like.
Hey, listen. I had to make it work. I made it work.
Wow. Okay. Listen, I love your dedication to this. We won't keep you long because obviously you're doing things way more important than having to talk to us.
I'm literally doing nothing right now. I'm at my uncle's house just for the kid to run out her energy. This was a strategic move.
No, but you're being a father, which is way more important than any of us have to do in this lifetime. First of all, tell me quickly on the Big Eyes podcast, August manga of the month, The Prince of Tennis. What is? Yes. Should I be reading this?
Yeah, I'm about to fill us in on this. Because first of all
right. So I'm gonna be real. I've never read Prince of Tennis.
Okay.
Never read Prince of Tennis. Haven't even watched the episode of Prince of Tennis, but I have heard amazing things about it. People talk about this is one of the best sports mangas they have ever read. So it's something that is like held high. Like this isn't just some random sports manga. Like people hold this as a top tier thing. So I'm excited to jump into it. For the month of August.
When are you starting? Tell me, because when you start, I want to start, and then we can kind of just collab, and talk about it. Like, and
so I plan on starting tomorrow. I did a lot of reading today for I don't know when this episode is going to drop, but I did reading today for
this week. It's this week. So
okay, yeah. So yeah, I did a lot of reading.
Friday or Thursday or Friday, so it's going to drop soon.
All right, but so yeah, I did a lot of reading today for something we're gonna drop on Monday in conjunction with Summer at Kame's. So I'm excited for that. Definitely just read a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh.
When you start, man. When you about to start, hit me up. I'm gonna start.
All right, bet. I'm gonna send you a screenshot of the first page to let you know. That's gonna be the bat signal.
Is it showing?
So yes, it is.
We did.
All right. Listen, The Prince of Tennis, I don't know. The name is wild, but I've seen weird names for anime as well. And also a manga based on tennis. Unpredictable, but I think if you take any, kind of shonen protagonist and stick a racket in their hand, I'm assuming that this is what the show is going to be about. Whether it's Tanjiro, Eren Yeager, whether it's, Goku... anything. Teaching tennis.
Shonen likes to put their protagonists and give them like an odd thing. Right here, we got a tennis racket. It's a tennis show. Gon had a fishing rod.
They do like to give them very random handheld objects.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just like, this is like, just do something with your hands, and then they're like, give you.
So keep that in mind.
I'm excited to read it because you know, they made volleyball seem very fun. And so I know they're gonna make tennis look absolutely insane. Especially just, you know, tennis is while they're actually playing. Yes, I actually do.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not like an avid like tennis fan, but I definitely do enjoy watching it. When they're playing, it's actually very fast paced.
You'll be watching it. Yeah.
Yes, and I have a weird habit of where I'll go on a streak of waking up at like 6 a.m. for some odd reason. So, you know, when tennis is on early in the morning, I'll just like, you know what, let me tap in, let me see what they're doing, and I'm excited for it.
It's what the game needs. Maybe RSPN needs a little bit of tennis. Prince of tennis.
Right. Time. I'm about to take it to another level.
How are we gonna do a slam dunk RSPN crossover?
Yes, I do. I mentioned it to Mark. Now the thing is getting Mark to pay attention to something. Mark is like,
listen. Once Mark gets into manga and anime, it's a wrap.
And I've tried. You know, Mark is he's a perfectionist, to say the least. Like, you know what I mean? He likes to say things a certain type of way, and he's great and fantastic at what he does. Like, I love him so much, but he's also like high pressure. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. So if I have him start something like this, he's gonna dive into it, you know. So he needs the time. But Slam Dunk fire.
Slam Dunk is really fire. I think Mark will get really into it, especially when the cultural references really start to pop up and become prevalent.
And the sneakers and shit. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like all that. I mean, listen, I think Slam Dunk is right up Mark's alley. They got a little bit of something for like a little bit of everything in there.
I want to end this on your thoughts, sir, on Attack of Titan. I've seen the tweet suddenly transform in a way. Here, I'm watching this because I hate myself, and now, like, damn, this thing is actually getting lit. Please tell me of your experience of watching Attack on Titan. Maybe we'll also preview it for Jeff as well, who is currently like halfway through the first season.
So, Attack on Titan. It took me what felt like 3 years to get through season 1, and by the end of season 1, I felt so unfulfilled. I was like, what was the point of all this? Like, I was just like, I feel that Attack on Titan for the first 2 seasons were just dropping bombs on you with zero context behind them. You knew no reason why this was important. It just felt important, and you know, it started to take me out the show. But then somehow, some way, I don't know what, they drank Mike's secret stuff in the background or in the back room, because season 3 goes dummy. Season 3, I'm not even gonna lie, season 3 is some of the best anime like I've watched in a minute. Like, season 3 is that good to me, and
it's super intense.
It's super intense. I think the fact that now you start to get, you know, the background story of the Titans, like you're actually starting to get context and, you know, knowledge about
a lot of things that happened in season 1 that now, because season 1, it starts off, and I don't want to cut you off, so sorry for cutting you off, but season 1 starts with this massive attack and you don't know what's going on or why they're there or anything. Fair. They need to start it off with a bang. It's not until season 3 that you're like, oh,
yes. And so I think that's just my biggest issue, because I understand, you know, holding off on, you know, telling the whole story, or like sometimes omitting facts until, you know, a certain point. But they really built, like, they were building the show whole first 2 seasons. You don't know anything really. Other than like the current like situation that they're in. It's not until season 3 where you really truly start to understand the stakes. You start understanding like the background story of the Titans, why the Titans are even important, how the Titans even got here. So you're finally understanding all these things, and how they tell that story is beautiful. It makes me more mad, because I'm like, why couldn't y'all do this for the first 2 seasons? Like, what held y'all off until then?
You know what? I'm going to 100% agree with you, because a lot of things definitely opened up in season 3. What I would recommend for you to do is to read the manga after season 3 to where they're up to now, and then watch the trailer for the final season, because it will blow your fucking mind.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. While
I saw the trailer I saw the trailer without context. And I was like, oh, okay. But I knew everyone was stupid excited for this thing. but I saw it without context. But when you read what happens after season 3 in the manga, and then you see, oh, that's the oh shit, and you're like, oh yeah, this shit is gonna go insane. Yeah, no, it's 100. Seeing them animate what happens in season 4, this final season thing, it blows your mind. Like everything blows your mind, especially what happens in season 4. So I'm glad. I don't want to say I'm glad you're enjoying it as if I got on Attack on Titan before everybody else, because I just decided to watch it.
Yeah, you definitely inspired me. I had watched season 1 like when it first originally dropped, and I think I watched like part of season 2, but then I had given up. I was like, I can't.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I probably would have given up as well if I didn't have the first 3 seasons to watch.
See, the thing that Attack on Titan does, and this is why I was saying I was hate watching it, is that they leave very good cliffhangers at the end of their episodes, like amazing cliffhangers. So even when I'm watching this, I'm just all right, man. Like the cliffhanger makes me feel like it's gonna turn. It's something's good's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a great binge watch anime. It's a great binge watch, because I remember I blasted through probably like 16 episodes in like one night, and I was up till 3 a.m. watching these other episodes. Like, okay, I guess here's where I'll end off. And like, I don't really want to let go, but I was like, I got to go to sleep. So
I mean, I guess that's the fun thing about anime, that even in there, even when it's, you know, you got your quarrels with it, it keeps you drawn in. It keeps you like, you know, it kept me entertained. I will say that it's very entertaining. I'm not gonna take that away from it. It's just the storyline and how they are telling this story. You know, the first 2 seasons was just it just drags on so long. So I understand why some people just be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna watch this anymore, or give up on it.
Yeah. I can see why it's considered, you know, even if it's not for you, I can see why it's considered one of the GOATs at this point from a successful standpoint, and visually, you know, that type of stuff.
Because the animation is crazy. The animation is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no days off.
Yeah, there's no days off on that. So hopefully, I mean, this ended up being one giant ad for Attack on Titan.
I know, right?
This entire episode, so maybe people be inspired to watch it, and maybe we will cover it in the future. Who knows? We'll see. But first of all, thank you, Jamal, for literally on no notice coming and joining us for the last couple minutes of this. We are recording aimlessly because what we were originally going to record, plans changed. So, you know, we're just making it work however we make it work. But with that said, we're still at the Kame House. Thank you for coming through to the Kame House, by the way.
Oh, you already know, man. Feet on the couch.
Yeah.
We chilling.
Please pull up. Don't touch those videotapes in the back of the closet upstairs. But you know, Jeff and I, we're here. We're doing amazing. Of course, Monday we got a new episode of The Big Eyes featuring Jamal and AD. Just doing amazing things. So you can make sure to stay tuned to that to keep up on your manga. Next week, not even next week, the next day, Jesus Christ, Tuesday, 20th anniversary, Yu-Gi-Oh! Me, Jeff, Cyrus, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
I'm very excited for that episode.
I think I'm glad, because I think a lot of people are too. I think are live tweeting it, and I think everyone, even if you know Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, most people know,
even if it's not something they care about per se anymore.
Yeah, they know Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know Yu-Gi-Oh, like how Jeff said I know Yu-Gi-Oh, but I really don't know Yu-Gi-Oh. So you guys would really be like my introduction into Yu-Gi-Oh. So that's why I'm more excited, because I just can't wait to hear the commentary on everything, especially after reading the original manga too. So
we kind of spoke a little bit about that on that episode. So yeah, you're gonna have a good time listening to that.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good time. So make sure you stay tuned. Actually, subscribe. I should have said that at the beginning of this shit. Subscribe to the Lookout Network. You can hear all of our content that we've got coming up. We've got amazing thing coming up. Summer Kame House is still not sleeping. Once again, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming next week Tuesday. A couple weeks from now, we get The Promised Neverland coming. We have a special guest on that episode. In the future, I think we're doing the Fans Choice. We really got to fit that Fans Choice movie thing. I'm trying to figure out like movies.
They're gonna fucking have us watch like, you know, some Pokemon movie or something.
Nah,
Pokemon 2000.
We gotta be careful. You gotta be careful what options we give everybody. You know?
We'll give people a bunch of options, and we'll see what kind of they allow us to listen to. Make sure you stay tuned. I mean, stay tuned, stay subscribed, stay ready. Tell your friends. By the way, we got an episode with Ricochet in the bank. We got an episode with the voice of Hawks and Go from Pokemon and homeboy from Demon Slayer that I forgot his name already, but he'll be I'm sure in season 2 of it. So there's a lot of things, and of course Jamal's got people in the background going crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely Kaya back there going crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We'll allow him to return to parenting, and we will see you guys pretty soon. Take care.